Hello Blood Bowl fans and welcome to week 4 of the ICBBL Season 6 in Silver. We have an undead mirror for you right now. My stumblers are going to face Jackal's undead. So, what's new in the world of the stumblers? Quite a lot, actually, I think, though I can't remember. I haven't looked at the team in a while. Whoops. We rebought Transplant. We rebought Spare. And I think that's it. Spare died as well. Oh, there was a block. Where did the block go? Yes, and a block was given to Cadaver. So we have one more block. We have one less block with the dead Spare. But we have one more skeleton and one more zombie. Also one less skeleton with a dead Spare. Did I mention the Spare is dead? But he's back now. Ooh, magic. And yeah, I've got literally zero money. I spent all of it on replacing Transplant and replacing Spare, because Spare was dead. And that's basically all that's new here. So my team is looking particularly unskilled at the moment, though I do still have this scary agility skeleton. Yes, he's still a key piece and he's still doing wonders. And we have got rid of a couple of the stat busted, but I want to get rid of the rest over time. Apart from apart from Fracture, who will not be gotten rid of because he's been here from the start, though, and probably these two not as well now, because they're my only two block pieces. Isn't that weird? Well, yeah. Hopefully Fossil's going to get some SPP this match as well. Anyway, let's have a look at our opponent. Our opponent is the Living Ones, Jackal's undead. He has less pieces. 4 less, with a ghoul out. Is that his only ghoul? Of course not. He has 3 ghouls. Oh no. Right, so we've got the 2 mummies, of course, and we're facing a block dodge mummy, which is disgusting, and a guard stand for mummy, which is kind of normal. It's what you usually see put on a mummy, so that's fair enough. I have nothing, absolutely nothing to counteract this mummy, so avoiding that is probably the course of action. Then we have both whites. One is a rookie and one has Tackle Mighty Blow. Tackle's not really going to help him in this matchup. Mighty Blow probably will. He's got one more Mighty Blow than I do, I think. Then we've got 3 ghouls, and 1 ghoul out, which is good, because that's the strip wrestle one, which is probably one of his key pieces, so I'm glad that one's gone. He's actually only got 12 players, which is good news for me. Anyway, having a look at the other ghouls then, we've got a plus movement block guard. Ouch. And we've got wrestle number 2. Yeah, not too worried about the ghouls, to be honest. The scary one is gone, so that's not a big deal. And then we got 2 skeletons. Hooray! Well done, Jackal. One with kick wrestle, or wrestle kick, more to the point. And we have another zombie with blocks. So 3 zombies, 2 skeletons. This team is certainly not as bad as the undead team I was facing against. What's his name? Jamandum? That team was brutal, but this team I think is slightly more manageable. Slightly more. Either way, we'll see what happens. Let's get to it. I don't really have a plan. It's just going to work, or it's not. He actually has 150,000 as well, so we could see that spent. Oh, that's an important thing. Do we have inducements? Yes, we have 90. 90 is not good. That's just a babe. Or a skeleton. Could take a skeleton, which is foul. I'll see when I get there. Anyway, good luck to Jackal. Let's see how it goes. Let's get this game underway. Alright then, let's see if we can actually get something out of this game against Jackal. We're going with an undead mirror here. The living ones against the stumblers. When I was playing this game, my basic goal was knock out the whites as quickly as possible and hope the ghouls go too, and avoid the mummies, though I'm pretty sure I failed in that last one for certain. The other two, I kinda did okay. Another thing I wanted to make sure was that Jackal didn't score early. If Jackal scored early, that would completely change the game, so I played a kind of psychological game. I did a bit of fouling. I actually took a skeleton as my inducement because I had 90,000, didn't have enough for a bribe. So I took alone a skeleton, which kind of works as a bribe because I can lose a couple of pieces without it being a big deal. and I did the best I could to put a few pieces out. My guys are singing, "Where's my leg?" and their guys are singing, "Where's my foot?" And the ghouls are kind of key pieces in this game, because it's what I'm missing in my Stumbler team, of course. Of course, having 2 mummies is also very helpful against my 1 mummy, but I think the ghouls are more important, actually, than the extra mummy. Coin flip went the way of the living ones, and he did choose to receive, I believe. Let's just check. Actually, he chose to kick, maybe. No, he chose to receive. Choosing to kick would have been crazy. He did choose to receive, yes. Right. So, the only thing I can really hope for is that early on he brings in a white or he brings in a ghoul, so I have a chance to get a good foul on it. Because if I can get a good foul early on, or if I can get a foul in general early on, it's going to change the way the Jackal plays this game. So that's basically what I'm going to do here. And I have a couple of pieces I'm willing to foul with. I'm willing to foul with Specimen, because his skill doesn't actually help. I'm willing to foul with Exhibit, because he has no skill. And there's also a zombie somewhere. Transplant is fine to foul with, as is Cadaver. Even though he has block, his minus movement is an issue. And of course Rot, so lots of pieces that I can foul with here. Anyway, here comes the kick. Let's see what we can do. High kick. That's bad news. That means the ghoul gets the ball for free. Yep, managed to pick up, of course. So, gotta hope that the first few blocks aren't good. And there's the hope dashed already, with Rindria injured. And lose a point in armor value. That's not the end of the world. But regen, so that's definitely not the end of the world. First block from the mummy is scary. He's actually loaded line pretty strongly here. I think he's actually trying to counter the foul, because I did mention in the video, of course, that I was potentially going to foul him. And that's a KO as well. That's a really bad start for the Stumblers, with 2 guys out immediately. Mighty Blow, he's doing things, but I don't even think he needs the Mighty Blow at the moment. No, he doesn't. That also means that both his mummies are on my mummy, so he's going to try and swamp my mummy. But to be honest, I don't mind my mummy being swamped. If it means that it locks up both his mummies all game, I'm absolutely fine with that. Even if it means the mummy gets injured, or worse. So, we get this white out on his own, which is really good news for me. He stunned the skeleton, which is a bit rough, but that's really good news. I can get a good foul on this white now. Well, I say good. I can get a foul on this white now for certain. So put a piece here, maybe here, punch in this way, get a 42 to the 50% foul on him. Alright then. So, first of all, locking up these mummies as much as possible. Don't want them moving anywhere. And then we're going to set up for the foul. And I think we're going to use Exhibit for the foul. I'm only going to use the 1 piece in support, but that's fine. Going to get a decent block on the rookie white. Decent it is, down he goes. And in comes... Okay, first of all we're going to move Relic into a safe position, and in comes Exhibit for foul. He does have to GFI to do it, but I think it's worth it. Looks good. Looks very good. That's great. Now I just need to hope the regen doesn't work. And it doesn't. That's set the tone for the game, and that's going to put Jackal in a bit of a scared mode, because he's going to be afraid of losing pieces, meaning he's going to advance a bit slower, I hope. Yeah, the skeleton went off as well, but that is not a big loss for me at all. I don't mind that trade. And he's going to try and lock up this white, so I don't get a chance to do that again, I think is the main purpose here. And double skulls, which he has to reroll. That's hard so early on. He is going to have the numbers though. This is pretty much why I never foul with Stumbles actually. As you can see, my team is in no positional strength at all. And I'm also a piece down, so this is why I never foul. For anybody who keeps asking me why I don't foul with the Stumblers, that's why. Positional Positioning is very important for the Stumbler team, so I tend not to do it because I need to put too many pieces into the foul place to make it worth it. However, he has left me a couple of pieces free, so I am going to foul this white as well. Especially if I can get this mummy down first. Though I can bring in a zombie in support anyway. And even Relic is coming back just in case he does try and break through with the ball. Mummy's going to one-die this mummy. Good enough. Push isn't really good enough, but it will have to do. And here we go then. That works. We can get another foul with support from one piece, and a stun anyway. But stun isn't good enough, I want the white gone. Here we go. And KO. Fantastic couple of turns for me, in terms of removing pieces. I'm going to lay off on the fouling now, because I think that's done enough for the psychology. Now I need to work on the positional. I don't know why I keep saying positional. Now I need to work on the positioning. And I do have pieces free, because he's kind of afraid of putting anything here now, because he knows that I'm going to do the same thing. Or he thinks I'm going to do the same thing to whatever piece he puts in the way. And he's actually kind of put himself in a position where everything is locked up to my pieces. So that's interesting on his side. Though the ball is still very much free, so there is that. But I can break out. I can't break out this way. No, that's fine. He's done that pretty well, actually, looking at it. Probably going to aim for the weak link here and take out the skeleton. That's probably my goal. Or I'm just going to hit the zombie. That's interesting. Yeah, could have done that better. But alright. That puts two pieces on the ghoul. Still a pretty easy dodge out, but at least it puts a bit of pressure on him. And this combination of mummies is just terrifying. We've got the stand firm guard mummy and the block dodge mummy, so no matter which one I punch, it's bad, really. Though I did end up taking a half die, just to get the mummy down, just so I don't get punched by both mummies. And I think Fend is going to really help me on this white. In general, I think Fend is a very good skill up on a white, actually. Because they have the agility to break out of certain places. And you can't follow them. They're fending. Take another stun. There's quite a lot of armor breaks on our side. Though not many of them have been permanent so far. Or even semi-permanent. And that gets the ball out the way. Well played. Now the ball can run well out the way and I can't get to it, actually. Though he's left me a dodge with Relic. It's not a great dodge, but it is a dodge that is better than what you'd expect for a skeleton. It's 50% to get out of this, with a reroll. So I am going to try the one die. And he return fouls. Which is great news for me. I really want him to do that, because that means that he may lose pieces through fouling as well. If he keeps doing that, that would be great. And Relic does fail the first dodge, has to reroll. And also fails the second. Well, that's a shame. Not stopping the score now then. Unless he does something really silly. Chances are he is going to wait as long as possible so I don't have a chance to score back. Well, he is keeping these pieces nice and locked in here. Ooh, double skull. Reroll. It's better. And I'm going to get punched by both mummies this turn as well, which is bad news. I want that to happen as little as possible, especially as most of the time the dice are going to be 3 dice, sorry, against my team. Now this zombie and skeleton should be coming in support just in case for the ghoul. But the skull, so never mind. With Relic stunned, I can't get to the ball very easily. I'm going to have to try and blitz, dodge out the white. That's the only thing I can really do. Stun up the mummy. No, I'm blitzing with a mummy. Why am I blitzing with a mummy? Especially against a stand firm piece. Yeah, it's fairly poor. I do get a good punch on the ghoul though, a very good punch. He's going down, and I'll probably take a foul here. Try and get rid of that piece. Just try and do some damage, even though we're going to definitely go 1-0 down. The Relic is going to be back, so really we need the ghoul to move over here. And should be doing that first, really, before we're doing blocks. There we go, he did it second. He obviously heard me when I said that. And if he punches the white, that's great for me, because he's going to, especially if we get a push, because that means he's going closer to the ball where he can get to. And if he punches with this piece as well and fails, then that's great. He's actually going to blitz the piece back in. He saw the mistake and fixed it. Fair enough. Now he's wasting quite a lot of pieces punching the white, so that does help me. If I can get that white dodge, that white is going to be terrifying. We actually got 3 pushes. That's unfortunate for Jackal. So Relic's going to make his... Nope, he's going to go that way. Okay, never mind. I was going to say he's going to make his way towards the ghoul. That would have been more sensible. Forcing him to score, but I didn't do that. So, okay. And down goes the mummy. I may try the blitz dodge out with the white this time, if I follow with the zombie. And I didn't follow with the zombie. Why the hell didn't I follow with the zombie? I think that was just a mistake in the game. I'm going to blitz dodge out anyway. Though if I followed with the zombie, probably wouldn't have to dodge. But dodge works, so fine. Let's put a bit of pressure on the ghoul. Maybe even double GFI, because I still got a reroll. There we go, perfect. And we'll take another foul on the ghoul. Nope, he's still fine. And still no ref. The ref's been very kind to me so far. I've managed 4 fouls and only 1 send-off. Well, his entire team is locked up, so his best bet, to be honest, is dodging out of there because I don't have tackle. So he's going to take a couple of blocks first. Maybe a little bit risky. And we actually double GFI with a skeleton, which also works, so that's fair. 2 GFIs from both teams with no reroll. And the ghoul comes in with a blitz on the skeleton. You could have actually blitzed the white out. That would have been another option, but there we go. Dodge works, and we go 1-0 to the living ones. That's really bad news for me, but at least it wasn't early. So we don't have too much pressure to score. We can score in our drive. So make it a draw. So 1 out expelled, sorry. 1 KO didn't come back. The injured white is out, and the non-injured white comes back. But at least the skeleton didn't come back. That would have been some really bad news for me if the white stayed out and the skeleton came back. Whoa. So we got 2 turns to potentially score. Not very likely. So if we do get a riot won't help us actually at this point. What am I on about? If we get a blitz, we can cause some problems, but otherwise we're fine. Just going to bring on all the pieces that I haven't already played from the stumblers, and bring on that fouling piece so I can get a couple of fouls on the zombies, try and knock one of them out. And if I lose the loner, I really, really don't care. He's basically keeping the psychological pressure on Jackal, so he's worried about what I'm going to do all game. To be honest though, the goal of fouling in this match, at least in most matches to be honest, when people foul, is not to actually remove pieces, it's a psychological gambit. And kick really helps him there, because that ball is well out of the way. Go on, Relic, catch it. Good man. Thing, not really a man anymore, are you? Alright then. That's a stun. May not bother fouling after all. They probably will. Take out 2 block pieces first. We've actually got a 3rd block piece, I don't know where he is. And the mummy's going to take a punch as well. Mummy's mighty blow still is not helping. Zombies are going to threaten the line. Had to GFI with every piece though, and I didn't. Basically, was hoping the Jackal wouldn't look at it and focus down the pieces that were closest to the line, so I could maybe knock out a zombie. Pretty difficult for me to score in 2 turns with the stumblers though. Need 3, realistically. But if I GFI'd with these 2 pieces, and also GFI'd with the zombie that I send up there, it would have worked out really well. And Relic is a pass and a score away from leveling. Maybe 2 passes and a score actually. As the foul doesn't work, let's have a quick look at Relic. Yeah, 2 passes and a score, sorry. Second GFI fails, rerolling that because I've still got 3 rerolls, don't need them. Nothing can actually score, but if Jackal isn't looking at the numbers, if he isn't counting, then he's going to be really worried about these pieces and he's going to come down on them pretty hard. Which just basically keeps him out of position, which means I can do a pass and I can maybe do some damage to these zombies. Don't expect to score. Not likely to score at all. I think it's impossible to score actually. Of course it's impossible to score, I just said so, but just basically want to keep the psychological warfare going on here. And he has committed to this side, which means that I can do damage to the zombies. Don't think he cares much about the zombies, to be fair. But, well, any piece now is a problem if he loses it, so there is that. And the mummy comes in to take a block against the minus armor, I guess. No, against the skeleton. The minus armor skeleton, there we go. That's just a stun. The fantastic story of Fracture continues, unfortunately. I kind of hope he'll die now. I want him gone. He's too much of a problem. And failing a dodge, rerolling. And we double GFI'd both of the zombies, by the way. Right. Set up a strong foul here. And we can blitz this zombie. We'll try and do a pass to Shadow as well before the end of the turn, assuming that we don't get sent off in the foul and we don't fail any blocks. We're only doing a couple though, so it shouldn't be such a big deal. That one's good. Not going to follow, don't want to fail a GFI. Okay, it was great. Bye bye zombie. And Mummy's going to come in support with a GFI, I believe. With a GFI for the foul to make it almost guaranteed to go through with an armor break. Armor break it is, but it's just a stun. And then we'll follow with a pass. Still haven't re-rolled yet, so got that if I need it. And I do need it. The animation on the skeletons is so much fun. And skeleton pass is awesome. And it goes to the white. We get the 1 SPP on Relic. We are now 4 away from leveling. To be honest, I have no idea what I'm going to take on Relic if he does manage to survive and level up. Shorehand seems like an obvious choice. Just make him a guaranteed ball carrier. Our KO comes back, and on the opposition team, a skeleton comes back. Oh no! And we go into the second half. The main job now basically is to get up one side of the pitch. We have a number advantage, so hopefully we can use that a little bit. And the mummies are so slow moving that actually him having 2 of them helps me in this situation, if anything. As long as I can stay out of their way, basically. And if he leaves them back, that's great, because it means I can take one this way, take one this way, and mummies are constantly out of position then. Or they both focus into the middle. No matter what you do with a mummy, basically, it's always out of position if you have 2 of them. It's pretty much the only reason I don't like having 2 mummies. Though when I'm building a natural undead team, of course I do take them, and I do take ghouls as well, even though I hate them. Alright, alive gives us a good kick. Extra reroll for the living ones, that's a shame. That's another very deep kick. Well, Relic isn't going to pick it up this turn, not going to risk it, but I am going to stand on it, so I can pick it up next turn. Let's position first though. We're basically going to threaten the line, that's the whole story here. And it's a double skull, which I have to reroll. That's a real shame. But mummy on skeleton is usually a good matchup, and this time we get an injury on kicking, so that skeleton that came back, he had a great second half. Fair play to him. 10 out of 10 for his performance. Ooh, another armor break. The line of scrimmage armor breaks have been terrific for both teams. Wow, that's 3 armor breaks. And there was also 3 in the first half, I think, so there we go. This is my learner, so I can take a foul here. And I don't think I'm going to move too many more pieces. I'm going to have a punch at the skeleton just because it has low armor. See if I can get rid of it. Also, it helps with a foul. I can't get rid of it, but that's fine. And foul time. Nope, nothing, and no ref either, so I've been really lucky with the fouls. The loader serves a second purpose here, and Jackal's making a mistake actually, because he's coming for the ball. And he's going to come for the ball all down this side, which is great news for me, because it means I can go up this side, so I'm glad he did this. The only thing that can really hurt me is the snake eyes on the ball, which is not impossible. But by putting one piece here and the mummies in the middle, which is great, it means that the entire team of Jackal is out of position. And Fenn's even better. Though he did have that one extra movement, so fair enough. And the white is out of position as well. Perfect, we've just got this ghoul to worry about, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 free pieces to move around as I want this way. So guess where they're going? Just leave a couple to keep these pieces out of position. We'll put the loner on the mummy as well, just so the mummy is less useful. And the rest are coming for that ghoul. And Stiff is going to the line. Oh, I did that in the wrong order. Oh dear. Yeah, and I paid for it with a reroll. That was poor. Should have left that later. Should have actually given him the ball first, that would have been ideal. But definitely should have put the positional here, definitely should have stood up the white, definitely should have got this on the other way. And the mummy's going to go this way. Just cause problems. No, the mummy's going to go this way. Why? We're actually going to take a block against the mummy. Oh dear. Anyway, I didn't need the reroll, thankfully, which means that Relic can actually run up this side. He is out of the way of everything at the moment. The team can come this way, but they're going to be out of position because they're going to be back. So long as the pass is good, or at least the pass goes the direction it's supposed to go in, then we're fine. I'm not sure about my block against the mummy there either. Blocking against skeleton is not such a big deal. Just keeping the other mummy and skeleton out of the way. So yeah, Jackal actually gave me a straight run up the line here. Even though we can move pieces kind of into an annoying position, they're still not going to get completely in my way, so I can just run around them and leave them in the back behind all the other pieces and completely screen off this area. And we take another stun on the skeleton. And then we GFI onto the receiving skeleton. And punching down the zombie is just going to get straight back up there. Moving zombie to lock up the white again, picking up this zombie hopefully. Good. And we don't really need to do much else. Okay, we're going to punch the mummy because we can. And we should be punching the skeleton realistically. Yeah. We're going to have to go potato. But at this point, most of my team is going to be up here, so I'm not too worried about a 2 against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 piece battle. It's a long old pass, but we're going to try it. Inaccurate. Shouldn't have re-rolled that really, but I did re-roll it. And it's a good thing I re-rolled it, because the pass worked. Though, really shouldn't have re-rolled that, didn't need to. And the catch worked. Go double 6 there. Wow. That's really bad news for Jackal. He's going to have to focus down my pieces now. And the mummy's on the floor as well, which always helps. Don't know why I chose the foul, though. That was stupid. That was really stupid. That gives him a 1. That gives him a 2 die on the ball carrier. Why did I do that? Well, I'm kind of hoping he panics about the mummy, I guess, but that was really bad decision making. On the plus side though, the mummy's down and staying down, so I've got quite a few pieces free still. But yeah, that's just a free 2-die block on the ball carrier. That was stupid. Now, not surprisingly, the ball carrier goes down. If the ball goes off the pitch, then that's really bad news for me. Okay, good, it didn't. And the stun is awful for me as well. Let's use a reroll there, but he's got 3 left, so that doesn't hurt him at all, really. And the last ghoul can lock down skeleton if he wants to, but no, he's going to run off into space. Interesting. We're both playing kind of weirdly at the moment. Don't really understand what's going on here. Take the 1 die, and yeah, punished. Badly punished with the KO as well. That leaves the white free too, which is really good for me. I think this is the movement piece? No, it's not. I can knock out the zombie here and I can get 3 pieces, I think, up to the ball. And this piece can knock off this last ghoul. And Jackal's in trouble, because I'm going to have numbers against him. Right. Yeah. No, not really playing this game well again, having another bad game with Stumblers, but at least it wasn't as bad as against Fallen Glory. Should be moving pieces before I'm taking unnecessary blocks, to be honest. And the mummy can move around even easier, so we get the 2 die with the zombie and the skeleton can go towards the ball, as can the white, though I have to re-roll that. That's my last re-roll, that's bad news. So skeleton can lock up here, and white can come, I think, here, or at least here. I'm not going to put him there at all. Yeah, I am. There we go. And skeleton also can go here. No, he can't. He can go here without GFI. There were 2 GFIs. Fair enough. We're playing a kind of slow game to pick up the ball. And Fend is great for me there. That means I can go get the ball next turn with the white. And Jackal actually tries to pick up the ball. Not sure about that, because the only place he can really go is here, which leaves him exposed with 2 pieces just to run him straight down. And he failed it anyway, unfortunately, even with the reroll. So now I have 5 pieces against his 2. And also we can get rid of this ghoul pretty cheaply. and we get rid of the skeleton pretty cheaply as well, so that's really helpful to us. Now, I should be able to secure a draw here without any issue at all. Unless I fail to pick up the ball 4 times, which is possible. 3 times, sorry, can't pick it up this turn. Or if I fail to pick up the ball and it goes off the pitch, that's also a problem. Though with the white and the ghoul out of the way, I can basically just move my entire team up the pitch, and everything that Jackal has is just well out of position apart from that one ghoul. He is going to bring the other ghoul back in support, which is fair enough, because all he can do now really is try and stop the score. And he's going to attempt to pick up again, and fail. Reroll. And fail. And off the pitch, which is bad news, but it goes well for me. It goes very well for me, actually. That's perfect. I'm most likely locking up the ball this turn, picking it up next turn. That's going to be the goal here. And we're going to get rid of this ghoul as well. And keep these pieces locked. I've already decided that we're ending this game with a draw. I'm not going to be able to win it, so I need to just make it as safe a draw as possible now. Didn't get rid of the ghoul. May actually pick up here then. Yeah, I do. Okay, that's fair. Next turn, just run it in. Staying on his feet's bad news. It means he has a chance of hitting the ball carrier with a 1 die after a dodge. And this other ghoul can also cause problems because it can be down here somewhere. And down here it is. And we are going to try the 1 die block, which looks like it's going to be good enough. That's good enough for wrestle. Just got to pick up the ball now to score. So I'll do that this turn. The only thing that's going to stop me realistically now is if I fail to pick up twice. And Lone is injured, but he comes right back with regen. And a skull for Jackal, which he doesn't reroll, which is fair enough. Should be bringing these pieces over just to make sure that the ball is secure in case it all goes balls up. So white should be coming here somewhere, and skeleton should be coming here somewhere. And we're even going to put the zombie. We could put skeleton here. No, we're doing it this way. Okay, so zombie's going to completely lock up this ghoul, and these two should completely lock up this ghoul, then pick up, no problem. We're actually going to punch the ghoul with a 3 die block. Wasn't really necessary. Just trying to do a little bit more damage, so he's got less chance of scoring next turn, and we went straight for the pickup, and we fail it. That's pretty huge. That's very huge, actually. Doesn't give him much of a chance to pick up, but it does give him a chance to make it difficult for me. Skull rolls into a 2 down, which doesn't help him. And the last one's going to try and pick up the ball and fail. Pushing it onto the line. I'm going to put a couple of pieces in support just in case I do manage to fail to pick it up again, because the Stumblers are renowned for doing that, of course. We're going to take the 3 die against the ghoul again. Safest way to get rid of him. This time it works with a POW. We'll leave the white there probably. And that we will. Last skeleton is going to come in and support just so we have a second chance to pick up the ball in case it goes wrong, standing here. And then pick up and score. Then we get a draw on turn 16. Yay! But we fail it. And the scatter doesn't help, means that we're going 1-0. Oh no! Oh, well done, Jackal. You managed to survive that. Gotta hand it to you. And we have a death at the end, just to rub salt into the wound at the end. But regen works. Oh, another arm break. And injury. And a minus strength. That's the worst bust. Yeah, he's dead. Retiring him after this match. Please don't hurt the mummy. That would just be disgusting. No, mummy's fine. Okay. There we go then. 1-0 to Jackal. Oh, that hurts a bit. But there we go. So Rock got man of the match with 5 SPP. Look at him with his big cute tongue. We had 2 passes, 69 breaks, and an expulsion because there was lots of fouling. We only had the 1 though. And the mummy with the flying scarab beetle running around got MVP. And this one actually leveled up. It's not obvious from the MVP, but it did level up. And we got 1 touchdown, 14 armor breaks for the living ones. SPP 9 on that mummy, 4 on one of the whites, and 3 on the Google who scored. And I got 5 on a zombie, 2 on a skeleton. That's the mummy, sorry. I got 2 on the mummy, really? Cool. I got 2 on the white and 2 on the skeleton. There we go, 2 on each of the pieces. MVP on SPP on each of the pieces. Nothing new in the team though. The only thing that was new was that I fired Rindria because he had -2 strength and all he had was fend, so unfortunately Smoko, the trophy that I got from you, is now dead. He finally died. But I got him in the first game, so he's had a good run. He's had a very good run. How many games has he had actually? He's had 15, 16, 17, 20 games, and well, 19 games until he finally died. So there's that. I'm down to just the 1 trophy. My other 2 are dead. Just the Urban Zora Bretonian, which I plan to keep forever. We got no level ups off the back of this game. The only thing that changed was Rindria got fired. Everything else is the same as it was. Could replace him with another skeleton or another zombie, but I'm not going to bother. The team is fine as it is, I think. And I can't really replace one of these because they both have block and they're the only block I have, so I'm not getting rid of them. I could replace Fracture, but I really don't want to. He's been here so long, I just can't let him go. And having a look at Jackal then, because Jackal did get a couple of level ups. He got a mummy and a ghoul. We got guard on the block dodge piece, and we got where's the ghoul, where's the ghoul, where's the ghoul? We got plus agility on the ghoul, so that is huge. Anyway, that's it for this game. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.